This is Yahweh. Yahweh is about to create his very own universe. Okay, Yahweh, so what are you going to do first? Uh-oh. It looks like Yahweh has decided to create natural order, which will make it seem like no supernatural intervention is possible. A strange move, considering his desire to be known and worshipped by his higher functioning creations. Okay, so what's next? Good job, Yahweh. You sure did create a lot of stars and planets there, didn't you? I expect that you'll want to fill them all up with an abundance of life so they can... What's that? You're only going to put them in one galaxy. No? Only one solar system? Only one planet? But wouldn't it be better, since you love them so much, to spread them all across the universe so they can worship you from all corners of your creation? All right. It is your creation, I suppose. So, you're only going to put life on this little planet. Well, go on, let's see what you've got in store for them. Excuse me, Yahweh, but I can't help noticing that thing you made over there. Right there, yeah, that one. What good will that do? Now, Yahweh, listen here. You can't just scare your creations into loving you. That's not how love works. Besides, no one is going to actually think you'll throw them in there, especially since they can't even see it until they're already dead. Wait, what? You're really going to do it? Yahweh, that's a terrible idea. A punishment is supposed to help teach better behaviors for the future. That doesn't work if you punish them for eternity. That would be as pointless as a parent killing their child to teach them not to cross the road without looking both ways. It doesn't look like you've thought this through at all. Oh, I see, so you're going to create them without sin. Alright, that's not so bad then. I just don't see why you needed to create that vile place at all. It seems a bit reckless. Look at that. Yahweh has already put life on his chosen planet. It looks like everything is going well. He's put them in a special garden, free from sin, death, and all other troubles. Well done! Oh, what's that? That tree right there. It looks different. Knowledge of good and evil, huh? Well, that was very nice of you, to help them learn right from wrong. Wait, what? How could that possibly be a bad thing? And how could they be held liable if they ate from it before knowing good from evil? I know you told them not to eat from it, but why didn't you just put it somewhere else where they couldn't get to it? Or better yet, why didn't you just not create it at all? Well, I hope they heed your warning. It would be a shame if things fell apart this soon. Oh, for Pete's sake, Yahweh, what have you done now? A talking snake? Why did you create that? He's convinced them to eat from that tree. I can't turn my back on you for a second, can I? Crap. Where's he gone now? He's throwing them out of the garden. He's afraid they'll eat from the other tree that he shouldn't have made, because if they do, they'll live forever and be like him. Yahweh, if you didn't want the humans to be like you, why on earth did you create a tree that could do that? And why did you put it in the garden that you would have them living in? Just look what your carelessness has caused already, and we're barely through the first week. I hate to speak too soon, but I hope we've seen the worst of it. Let's skip ahead a bit and see what else you've got in store. Whoa, Yahweh, what's got you so fired up? Well, you can't really blame them for being sinful now, can you? It's your fault for putting that cursed tree and that manipulating snake in the garden with them, especially since it was before they knew good from evil. Not to mention the fact that you created sin itself. No one made you do that. And since you knew everything before you made anything, why did you still set everything up for such utter failure? Now, you plan to drown the whole world because the humans are doing things you don't like. Does that sound reasonable to you? Oh, so you've saved one family and a pair of each animal to initiate a fresh start, have you? Why didn't you just start all over instead? You know, but this time without intentionally bringing sin into the picture. What do you mean you'll fix that later? This is the perfect chance to make it right. All right. I'll give you one more chance to straighten things out. What have you got in mind? So let me see if I've got this right. You invented reality to include the concept of sin. You created humans without sin. And out of the nearly infinite expanse of the universe, you decided to put them on one little planet, in one little secluded garden. And then you went out of your way to make a tree that could poison their bloodline with sin for all of time, and you put that tree in the same garden. And then you allowed them to be coerced into eating from it. Now, your solution to the problem that you created is to send a part of yourself down to them in human form, have him tortured and killed in a very common practice of the time, and you'll bring him back to life a few days later. Somehow, this temporary death is going to serve as a loophole that anyone can use to avoid being punished for the sin that you created and forced on them, because it will somehow quench your thirst for vengeance against all who disobey you. Have I got it right so far? To top it all off, you've decided that this loophole will only be accessible to those that hear and believe the story, which you have chosen to occur and be recorded in a time when almost everyone is illiterate. The technology to record and share your message is primitive and highly prone to error, and you're going to leave it all up to the humans to write, maintain, and spread this message on their own. Am I still on the right track? Yahweh, there are so many holes in your plan, I don't even know where to begin. If sin is given to everyone because of what Adam and Eve did, why doesn't Jesus' sacrifice apply to everyone as well? Is he not worth as much as them? Why do they have to believe it for it to work? And if they must believe it, why not at least leave some sort of indelible message that cannot be erased, edited, or ignored? For instance, you could have written it down yourself in a language that all people would magically be able to read, and you could have done so by realigning the stars themselves. No one could possibly deny such solid evidence. For that matter, why didn't you just wait to reveal your plan of salvation until a time that they would have been able to record and report it much more effectively themselves? Since you knew everything that would ever happen in the future, you knew that the Bible would be considered an unreliable historical source at some point. So why didn't you do better? I've given you every chance to make things right, and you've failed at every turn. I'm left with no choice. I'm going to have to flunk you. This is by far the worst creation I can even imagine. Maybe you'll do better next time around.